everyone, I'm back, and this week I decided to make a more serious video, and I knew that I was gonna make serious talking videos, but I thought that I would make a couple more comical ones first. But I've decided that it is time to talk about some serious things. Also, shout out to Elsa for sending me the healthy food basket that you sent me because I'm just gonna eat these while I talk. Basically, I'm gonna talk about my transition to college, and I've definitely struggled a lot. When I first picked a school and decided I was going to come to Elon, I thought that there would be no better place for me, and I was going to be so happy and prosper here, and I think I just had such high hopes that it ended up disappointing me. And I think a lot of this is because I had such a good high school experience. I had the best high school experience I can imagine. I had such a big group of really close friends, and my school was just one big tight-knit community. And I love my school my high school so much, and I still when I go home I always want to visit. And I think that it is a school that really bonded people for life, and I think people who have left our school in the past still, they're all so close because people have been together a lot of times since kindergarten. Coming to college, it's really hard to make friends coming from such a tight-knit friend group to not knowing anyone, and no one knows anyone, but you walk around campus and you see all these people who are all walking together in big groups, and you think how have they found their people, and I haven't. And I think that's something that I've really struggled with. And because I'm such a social person and my life has always revolved around my relationships with different people, that I feel I've kind of lost who I used to be, because I have let myself be defined a lot by my friendships and my relationships, and now those aren't defining factors of me anymore, so I feel I don't know who I am. But I think that is such an important lesson to learn, is that you have to learn who you are without those things, and college is definitely forcing you to do that. But this whole transition is made a lot harder when you lose relationships or friendships, people who you've been close to your whole life, and myself and a lot of friends have gone through that in these last 2 months, and I think that has made the transition a lot harder. But I have come to learn that in life you have to go through really low lows to get to the high highs. The two things are not mutually exclusive. So to feel really happy, to feel the happiest parts of life and emotion, you have to understand the saddest parts of life too. And so I think that is just a growing experience, and you have to go through bad things to get to good things, and good things do come out of bad things. And I think that's just important to know. Also, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and I think I used to think I want to know what this reason is now. I always was speculating, what's the reason? Why is this happening? Predicting my future all the time, and we just can't do that. We don't know what's going to happen in our lives. We don't know why things are happening to us. We can't predict our future. We don't know what's going to happen 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. You could end up in some place you never thought or imagined that you'd be in. I think when you're going through really hard times and you don't feel you know who you are anymore, you have to make a change, because I always hear the term insanity is defined by doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, and you just can't do that. You can't sit in your bed all day and watch Netflix and think, oh, tomorrow maybe this will make me happy. Doing the same thing over and over again, if you're not happy the first time, you're not going to get happy by doing it. So you need to make a change and get out of your comfort zone and try different things. What's really important to me right now is finding my purpose, because I feel I don't have the purpose that I used to have. I feel I used to be the person who's always there for her friends, everyone knew her, I was known as such a social justice advocate, and I feel here you just feel I just feel I'm one in a million people, and I feel I don't have a purpose anymore. So I think an important thing is to work on finding your purpose, and whether that be joining, I joined a fashion magazine, so I think hopefully that will help me, or I'm looking now to volunteer with at a refugee tutor center. Doing little things that you don't really feel doing when you have to do them, I think can make all the difference. A really hard truth of life is sometimes you have to let go of the things that matter the most to you to find out who you are without them. And I think that humans like to cling to the things that matter the most to them and make their whole lives revolve around them, but we have to learn that we are not defined by those things. You are your own person. Other people don't define you, and you are in charge of that. You choose how you spend your time and energy, and if you're not getting all you want out of a relationship or a friendship, then maybe it's time to take a step back and reevaluate if that's like the place you want to be spending your energy. This is a key point. Never accept less than what you deserve. I think society thinks it's so much better to be loved a little or to get that little bit of time than to just let it go and not have it at all. And I don't think that's true anymore. I think that you need to accept what you deserve, and if you are not getting what you deserve, you need to let it go, because that's not benefiting you, that's not benefiting the other person. And you might be so hesitant because you think that that person is your world, your life, but like if that's true, then it will all come back. You don't need to be forcing something that isn't working out, and you don't need to accept anything less than what you should be getting. And I think something that could be really helpful is writing a list of like what you want out of your life, out of a relationship, out of a friendship, what you think you deserve. And if the relationship, the friendship, the job isn't meeting that criteria, then you need to reevaluate and think, is this really worth my time and energy? Because I think a lot of times it's not, and it's really hard to let go of something. And I think it can be so much easier to cling on in just like the little tiny thread that you have of it, but that is only dragging you down. It's not making you a better person, and sometimes you just have to let it go and be able to just be yourself and learn who you are. Society has taught us, I think, a lot in relationships through like movies and like celebrities we follow, that a complicated, like dramatic relationship is like the best thing. And we watch people like on TV, like Chuck and Blair, and like even The Notebook, and what recently, like Justin Bieber and Selena, and we all like look at them and are like, oh, that's so awesome, they've been through so much, like I'm so happy they're together now. But the key thing in all of those relationships is that they had space apart. No one is just like constantly together and going through all these messes and making it work through all these messes. Like, you need time, no matter if it's going to work or not, to figure out who you are and to decide if that's something you actually want in your life, if that's something you want to pursue. And I think we need to realize that space is a good thing. We think that it's not. It's hard to get space, it's hard to be alone, it's hard to feel lonely and be by yourself, but I think that that's what benefits people in the end, is taking time to be by yourself. You should not be a priority at the end of a checklist to just check off someone's, like, they texted you today, like you talked to them, whether it's a friend or a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You are worth more than just a check off the box. You're worth someone wanting to share their life with you, like wanting to spend time with you, like not just feeling like they have to. And I think a lot of times we fall into relationships where you're just checking the box, you're just making it work, like getting through every day, and that's just not how life should be. You should be happy, and like, yes, you're gonna be sad sometimes, but you shouldn't be constantly just in this like make it through another day, make it through another day with another person. Once you cut that off, it kind of is just like get through today, but like eventually it's going to be so much healthier for you, and you're going to find yourself so much more than if you're just forcing yourself to be at the end of someone's priority list, because like, you're not a check off the box, like I went to the grocery store. Like, you're a person and you deserve so much more than that, like we all do. And I think that's just really important to remember, because it's really easy to forget that sometimes and forget your self-worth. And I'm an extremely dependent person. Like, I struggle to walk to the bathroom by myself. Like, I make my friends come with me, or like to go get mail. Like, I hate walking here to go get mail alone. But in like a college setting, you are forced to be so much more independent, and like that really scares me, because like I'm really not good at that. Like, I depend on other people for a lot, including my happiness, but I'm realizing I need to start depending on myself for my happiness and for taking control of my life and knowing who I want to be and what I want to do. That's not defined by someone else, that's defined by me. And yeah, I think one of the most important things to remember also is that everyone goes through this. Everyone goes through hard life transitions and heartbreak of all different kinds, but everyone goes through really hard times. So although it feels super lonely, like you're not alone in it, and reaching out to people you don't normally talk to might make you feel a lot better, and talking to your friends can make you feel a lot better. And I think it's instinctual sometimes when you feel sad to just hold it inside of us and not talk about it, because then we think we're gonna forget about it, but we're not. It's gonna come pouring out at some point, and I think it's a lot healthier to deal with it right away and process it in your own way and talk about it. That being said, that doesn't mean like sit in your bed and like sob to sad music for or TV shows or movies for like hours at a time. That's not going to make you feel better. But to feel better, you have to process your emotions and then let them go. You can't just ignore that they exist. So yeah, this was a lot of me just kind of rambling, and I don't know if it's going to make any sense or be beneficial at all, but I thought I would try a serious video. We'll see if they keep happening, but let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you next week.